Welcome to Face the State. I'm Ariana Bennett. Thank you for joining us. When big wildfires break out, we depend on a mix of tactics on the ground and in the air to fight them. In the western United States, a big piece of the fight from the air is fixed-wing aircraft through the National Guard. And if that's ringing a bell for you, yes, I am talking about the high rollers. So, Colonel Catherine Grush, commander of the 152nd Airlift Wing of the Nevada Air National Guard, is here with me to talk about that. Colonel Grush, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure. This is a piece of the National Guard, and I mean, there's so many pieces of the National Guard, but this is one that I think maybe people might not realize how big of a role you play fighting wildfires, not just here at home, but around the whole region.
Absolutely. Even this year, we've already been activated twice. So we've been in California, working on California fires. We are just getting back from Colorado, Idaho, and Oregon. So busy fire year, kind of for everybody, but yeah, for the Modular Airborne Firefighting System, commonly known as MAFS, in the Department of War, what we use on the 4 units. Yeah, it's been a very, very busy fire season for us this year.
Okay, so you this year wrote an op-ed about how the aircraft you use for this firefighting effort is aging and needs upgrading. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we have a model called the C-130H, and our model H3s are about a little over 20 years old. And whether it's our federal mission doing air-land airdrop or any of our domestic missions such as this, doing the Modular Airborne Firefighting System, we're always looking for better avionics, more power, and the ability to do a little bit more with every aircraft that we've got. So on parity with the active duty, we are looking to try and get a newer C-130, the J model, and the active component, the reserve component, and the Guard is trying to get that all finalized for everybody. But it has been a rough couple of years trying to get us to the top of that list to make sure that we can get that next set of appropriations.
I know this time around it went to Wyoming.
Sure did, yeah.
Big bummer.
Big bummer, yet a sister MAFS unit and a unit that we fly with and do well with. So while locally we always struggle with that, there is a part of us that is super excited to see our brethren, our brothers and sisters in arms, and the things that we do them together also get them. So while disappointed, also really happy to see them kind of get modernized and moving up. We've got a lot of support from Congress, which has very much helped. Here locally with Senator Amodei, Congressman Amodei, Senator Rosen, Senator Cortez Masto, we've been working really hard with our CODELs to show how important it is, especially here at our high elevation and what we do with MAFS and firefighting, that we make sure that we're hopefully next on that list.
So worst case scenario, if we don't get this upgraded technology, what kind of a disadvantage does that put you at in terms of capability?
It's probably one of the most dangerous things we do. I would equate it to being more dangerous than flying into combat. We are low, we are slow. So what we're really looking for is that new aircraft to really help us get over that hump. They've got a little bit better engines on them, better avionics, but really it's that power, and that's what we're looking for. You get down into that slow stall envelope, and it's a worrisome thing when we put crews out there on the line. Big fires generate their own weather, which can be a huge issue for us as we get into that. We have had the Enterprise lose 1 aircraft. When North Carolina had the MAFS unit, they did lose number 7. And that was due strictly to weather coming out of a fire. And so we're really cautious about it. It worries us, but at the same time, we fall back on the training that we've had as military members, and we really put that out there. But anything that we could do to make it safer for our aircrew, safer for the people that we're working with on the ground is always of utmost importance to us.
Okay, so do you think that this is likely to happen, you get what you need in the next year, 2 years, or is it going to be farther out than that?
Well, it's a C-130 is an expensive aircraft, and right now Congress has been over the last couple of years kind of piecemealing about 8 in a year. So it looks like there's 8 more in FY26 appropriations. So we've got 3 units left, combat units left in the Guard that need to be transitioned over. So we are working closely with them. I think when you take a look at what is happening across the Air Force right now as they streamline certain programs and what that looks like, I think there's going to be, within the next 5 years, I think we're really hoping that they'll finalize all the units, get that kind of squared away so we can all kind of move together. as you get less and less units that are flying one certain platform, we tend to call them a legacy platform, and supply can become a pretty hard construct as you start getting kind of obsolete parts and other things like that. So it's important that all of us together end up across that finish line getting J's. It will just help the enterprise as a whole is what we're looking for.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, firefighting is just one piece of what you do. What other big stuff you guys have going on right now?
Well, we've been pretty busy the last 2 years. The 152nd Airlift Wing hit 7 continents in the last 2 years. So I asked my guys to go out and travel the world and see what we were doing, and they have done a phenomenal job of it. We've got 3 lines of effort that we have got going right now. One is Ready Airmen. At the foremost, our job is to be trained and ready to go to war. That's what we do. The second one is a global presence, and so we've been getting out there. So last year we ended up with a fire and ice year, is what we call it. We, for the first time, got to go down to Antarctica and put an airplane, a C-130, down on the ice, a slick aircraft, supporting the National Science Foundation. So that was a huge milestone for us. On the flip side, we were back here in California fighting fires down on the Palisades and the Eaton Fire in Southern California, literally at the same time. We've got an amazing crew of volunteers, full-time people who get out there and get after it. This year we've already been in the Pacific twice. We've been in Europe. Literally right now I'm sending people out the door to the Middle East. So it's a little bit of everywhere. And they've just been doing phenomenal things, supporting all sorts of different avenues across the federal government.
Yeah, and you know it well. You've been in this branch of the military for a long time.
Yes. 25 years.
25 years, and you just got an award. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. 25 years with the unit. We're a little bit different. We're a Guard unit. Some people might not understand that with the active duty. We tend to join the Guard and kind of stay with them. So you get to live local, live in your community, raise your families, kind of set some roots. But 25 years ago, I joined the unit as a C-130 pilot. I branched out a little bit and got to do maintenance, worked down at our state headquarters with our TAG and our governor, working on domestic operations here within the state. And then I'm back now in command of the wing, so it's kind of cool. But long career and a great group of people to work with. I've just loved it.
And it's very rare to have a female wing commander. What was the number that you just told me, less than 1%?
So we're about 1% about female wing commanders in the enterprise across active Guard and Reserve. So I'm the first female wing commander with the 152nd Airlift Wing. And it's interesting, I get that question a lot. What is that like? What does it mean to be the first female wing commander? And honestly, it's amazing. But also at the same time, it's I absolutely love what I do. And I have 5 sons. I grew up with a bunch of boys. But I've also on average, it's about 23% female in the military. So you get very used to just being kind of around men and working through what does it mean to be competent, what does it mean to be trained at the highest level, and that's what the focus is. So while I enjoy being the first female, honestly, at the end of the day, it really takes a back seat to are we ready to meet the mission that's in front of us? Are we competent to do the job? Does the 1,100 people that work for me have faith and trust that what I'm bringing to the table in my leadership skills is what we need at the time? And that's really more important than what my gender is. And I love working where I'm at, and I love what I do, so it's been amazing.
Now, this competency piece has been coming up quite a bit in public discourse when it comes to women in leadership roles in the military, with some casting some doubt on whether they are competent, whether they are just as qualified, whether they are DEI hires. What is your message that you would give about that?
I would say take a look at what our training looks like and where we're at. I was the first pilot in the Nevada Air National Guard to reach 1,000 hours of combat time. Nobody cared in the foxhole or on that forward operating base what gender we were. So I think a lot of it, when we take a look at being in the military, I think a lot of it starts with, do you have the ability to be a warrior? Do you have the ability to go toe-to-toe with the people next to you? A lot of us in the 130 world, it's really about, will you get out there? Will you fly the aircraft? Do you practice your trade? Are you taking the value of the profession of arms at its utmost? And so honestly, at the end of the day, we don't worry about DEI. We don't worry about what number we are. We really worry about, do we have the relationships with each other? Are we building good teams? And at the end of the day, when you go out the door, that you're supporting the people left and right of you. And that's all that matters. And I've had the the honor and the privilege of serving with a lot of people, mentored by men, mentored by other women, and at the end of the day, gender really didn't have anything to do with it, which was really amazing. So yeah, a lot of it for us, do you have that warrior mindset? Can you bring that to the table when it's needed? Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, looking toward the future, what would you say you most need in order to have this, your tenure in this leadership position be as successful as possible?
I think for anyone who's building large teams, you're always looking for those leadership teams that work underneath you, both above you and beneath you and with you. And that's probably one of the neatest things that I've been tasked with or given the honor of building is as a team that works for me, works with each other. And then the tasking that I've got is who's my replacement down the road, and are we building the next generation and the next future? We are privileged here in Nevada to be getting the best and brightest out of our local communities, which we absolutely love. Great recruiting, great retention, great support from the governor to our local universities. And we have been out here over 50 years, and just an amazing opportunity to continue to build the generation after us. And that's really what my goal is right now. It's kind of easy to sit out there as the wing commander and watch my people who work for me do just amazing things, but then really focus on what is it going to look like 10, 15, 20 years from now? And is there going to be a place for them? Is there going to be an airframe for them to fly? Is there going to be a mission? And that's really what our focus is right now. And that's a big part of wanting C-130Js and working with our leadership is to make sure that we have a relevant mission for this state and for this country in the future.
Okay, well, we just have a couple minutes left, but I am curious, we've been seeing National Guard mobilized around the country, cities around the country. Is there any indication that your unit would be put in a position like that, kind of taking orders from the federal government to be mobilized to an American city?
I'm not sure. I'll have to let the National Guard Bureau or Northcom answer that. We have not gotten any orders as of yet, but things happen all the time. I mean, our mantra truly is that our job is to be ready. We are on parity with the active duty when it comes to our training. We could get called up. That is the nature of what we do. We serve those, our country. We serve the president. We serve Congress when they call upon us in times of war. We serve our governor when he asks for us in a state active duty aspect, and you do see that quite often. You'll see that at New Year's down in Vegas. You see that in floods and wildfires here as we step out to help local law enforcement in local areas, and sometimes you see that when we have that 8 or 9 plastered on our aircraft and we're out fighting fires. So all of that, a lot of that is actually done in a federal status, so I would say like we already are. We've been activated multiple times this year in a federal status, but as far as anything specific in cities, I don't know if that is something on the books that they've got for us, but unfortunately, like we go where we're told sometimes, but the biggest focus is that we're ready. I think anytime that we're ready to go when called upon, no matter who it's from.
Okay,
Yeah.
Colonel Gresh, we are out of time, but that was so interesting. Thank you so much.